Hey, what up? It's your boy. So if you've been on the internet recently, you will know that there is a website that has been taking an L take after another L take, just an endless stream of L takes. And that is everybody's favorite Bluebird app, Twitter. Or actually, should I say, X, because yes, if you haven't been on the internet recently, then you might not know, but Big Daddy Elon Musk, now the CEO of Twitter, or I guess the owner of Twitter, has decided enough with this whole Twitter branding, enough with the Bluebird branding. I am going to completely change the look and name of Twitter, and he has decided to call it X. You know, because Elon Musk, owner of SpaceX, he's really obsessed with the letter X for some reason. I don't know why. And, you know, obviously a lot of people were kind of upset, half confused as to why he would change a very iconic and well-known, probably one of the most well-known brands in the world right now, to something that is so minimalistic and honestly bland looking. But it seems like Elon has to worry about another group of people that he has annoyed, because the entirety of Japan, or at least a large majority of the Japanese Twitter, or rather X users, have gotten a little bit annoyed about it, all because Elon supposedly might be trampling under the foot of a certain large Japanese band with a very, very dedicated audience. But before we continue, let me ask you all a simple question. Are you having trouble improving your Japanese, or any language you're learning for that fact? Then I recommend you try out today's partner, Rosetta Stone. As someone who learned a lot of my Japanese through my own methods, I had to learn through trial and error what type of phrases and sentences are actually usable and what is just nonsense talk you learn from anime. Because Rosetta Stone doesn't rely on translations, but instead aims to unleash your natural language abilities through an immersive and intuitive way. Unlike most textbooks, Rosetta Stone teaches you on real life phrases that you would actually use in real life. Their phrase books will help you communicate with the locals. See, anyone who's learned Japanese will know that enunciation is the #1 shortcut to sounding fluent, and with Rosetta Stone's voice recognition tool, you can perfect your accent and enunciation with ease. Not to mention that you can access Rosetta Stone on mobile so that you can learn anywhere on the go. So if you want to get Nihongo Jozu, then make sure to click the link down in the description below and use my coupon code on screen right now. Plus, if you sign up for a lifetime subscription right now, then you can save a whopping 50% and gain access to all 25 languages for life. So again, make sure to check it out, links in the description, and a big thank you to Rosetta Stone for sponsoring today's video. So this article right here says, will Twitter's rebranding result in poaching ex-Japan name? Legendary musician Yoshiki weighs in. Yes, for those of you who don't know, there is a legendary Japanese band, X-Japan. You've probably heard of at least a couple of their songs. They are absolutely legendary. Amazing band as well. Make some awesome music. I would highly recommend you go check out their music. But there is a big problem now, or at least a potential problem that was brought up by Yoshiki, leader of X-Japan himself, over on Twitter, or rather X, I should say, about this whole X rebranding. So let's go over this article to explore. Like most of the rest of the world, Japan was equal parts surprised and baffled at the recent Twitter rebranding, changing the name of the social media platform from the globally recognized Twitter to the nondescript and hard to differentiate X. Additionally, the familiar Bluebird logo in the process is an especially questionable move for the Japanese market, seeing as how the country loves cute mascot characters. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say the Twitter bird was a cute mascot character. It's not like it was a fucking Yurukara or anything, but I digress. That's not the only thing that has many people in Japan questioning the renaming either. Usually, the Japanese branches of international organizations get called by the parent company's name plus Japan, which works just fine if people are talking about, say, Starbucks Japan, or McDonald's Japan, or up until now, Twitter Japan. But with Twitter now calling itself X, that would make its Japanese division X Japan, which is already the name of one of Japan's most legendary rock bands. With the swift and forceful way in which Twitter was renamed, many fans of X-Japan began wondering if the social media platform would now be making an ownership claim to the name. As the online chatter continued, though, a reassuring voice came into the discussion, none other than X-Japan founder and frontman Yoshiki, who tweeted out with almost 100,000 likes that says, "I think it's already trademarked," which, for one, good job Yoshiki for grabbing that trademark before Elon decided to completely potentially fuck up your band's legacy. Yoshiki tweeted bilingually in both Japanese and English. While he doesn't mention whether or not the trademark is registered outside Japan as well, it seems like it would at least be enough to keep Twitter/X from calling itself X Japan within Japan, which is really the only place where the social media platform would want to call itself that. And that's the really, I guess, annoying thing about trademarks is that, you know, if you want to have, say, like a brand or a name be trademarked, then you not only have to have the name and trademark in the country of your origin, but if you want to maintain property or, I guess, you know, ownership of the name outside of Japan, then you have to buy individual trademarks in all the different regions, which obviously, one, is going to cost a lot more money, and two, can get quite annoying to handle and, you know, sort out all the paperwork. So for one, you know, it would seem like X Japan, the band, is probably trademarked in Japan, which makes sense. Their biggest fan base is in Japan. They're a band in Japan. All the members are Japanese. Their main listening base is in Japan. So it would only make sense to grab that trademark while the band is young and be in the safe zone for when the band eventually does get big, which X Japan most certainly did. But the real question now is X Japan trademarked outside of Japan? And is Elon taking that to his advantage to try and claim X Japan in the US being associated with him and not the band? It's unclear whether or not the band's copyright will be enough to keep Twitter from calling itself simply X within Japan, but at the very least, it looks like the social media company remaining itself as X Japan isn't an option. And it's really interesting, right? Because this is kind of like a doubling up of, you know, copyright issues or rebranding because of copyright issues. Because for those of you who don't know, X Japan, the band, was actually originally just called X. But the reason why they had to change their name from X to X Japan is because there was already a band out there called X. And so Yoshiki and the members of X Japan decided to just smack on the word Japan to the back of it to make it a completely different name and to bypass all copyright issues. So is this going to be another case where now it's Elon's turn to be like, oh fuck, X Japan already exists? I guess I'll have to call it X Nihon, X Nippon, X Nihongo Jozu. At the end of the day, this is not going to affect or matter to the majority of you guys watching this video, but I did think it was kind of an interesting little story because it's almost like Japan in its own way is fighting back on the really shitty rebranding. I mean, I think we can all agree Elon calling rebranding Twitter to just X is probably one of the worst marketing choices in the 21st century. Like, I get, you know, maybe he was like a little bit, I guess, you know, salty that, you know, the company that he now owns is not directly in reference to anything that he's ever done. Again, like, Elon for some reason is obsessed with the letter X. I think I saw earlier in a video or something, or a YouTube short, I saw that X, actually, the name X originally comes from, I guess, it was like some kind of like banking or ATM system that Elon had developed or tried to develop before he made PayPal, and it obviously kind of failed. And so he already had the domain name of X.com already at that point, and he just kind of reacquired it. I don't know the legitimacy of that. It might have just been a YouTube short just making shit up, but either way, I can see why Elon wanted to try and give a second crack at this whole X thing. Either way, it's a really shit name. I'm going to keep calling it Twitter because that's what it fucking is. I mean, not that I really go on Twitter all that much anyway, just because it's turned into an absolute shitstorm, but I digress. I hope, you know, Yoshiki and, you know, the members of X Japan kind of look into this a little bit more if Elon is going to continue to stick with the whole X Japan name. I hope they get some bank out of it because, you know, trying to get money off Elon Musk is not a hard task. And God knows he has enough money to cover for legal damages. So yeah, that was just something I wanted to share with you guys. Look, at the end of the day, I think they are probably going to change the name. Either the whole X Japanese division of X/Twitter is going to rename themselves to X something else in accordance with Japan, maybe like X Japan Inc. or something, maybe change it up a little bit like the band X Japan did with their name, or the social pressure and, you know, the shareholders pressure is going to be so great within the next couple of months that Elon is going to be forced to maybe change the name back to Twitter. I don't know. These are all just speculations on my end. At least that's what I want him to do, because, you know, I don't want to fucking call it X. That's a shit name. And this is coming from a guy who called himself the Anime Man. And even then, I can tell you that that is a shit name. So, yeah, who knows what's going to happen. It'll be interesting to see, so I'm going to keep an eye out on it. But anyways, guys, that's just my 2 cents for this. Find a little legal shenanigans that are happening in Japan recently. I guess let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. And hey, while you're at it, you know, go check out X Japan. They're a great fucking band. And if you have listened to X Japan, or, you know, are a fan of X Japan, let me know your favorite songs down in the comments below, because, you know, I haven't listened to everything X Japan has made, and I'm always down to find some deep cuts that I think I missed. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right here. Subscribe to the channel. Let's keep making big channel number go bigger. And over here next to my head is a couple more videos you can check out if you enjoyed this one, and the links to my social media as well as my Patreon to support me directly, all down in the description below. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.